Alright guys, it is me, Jam Sankith, and it's not the return, but it's back again, the F1 Championship Edition in Korea. It's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. As you can see, we have qualified in second position. It's not too bad, but I think that's how, well, the top 4 in this qualifying session is the top 4 in the championship standings. So hopefully we can actually win this, because we are 1 point behind Fernando Alonso after that last race in Italy. If you missed that, there's a link down below in the description for it. It was a classic Grand Prix, I think probably one of the best races of the season. But here we are, like I said, in China for the Chinese Grand Prix, looking to take another step forward to our championship challenge here. So let's get it underway. Hopefully it's dry race. It looks it. Yep. Yeah, the Shanghai race circuit. Yeah. Right, we qualified on in second position by a couple tenths. I think Alonso must have took a weird fuel strategy, like car, because I had a real strong pace in the first 2 sessions. But the lights are on, and away we go here in China. We get off to a good start, but not as good as Fernando Alonso. That Renault was looking mighty in that final part of qualifying, and we need to slow right down there. Don't want to get a Ferrari up the inside, but Alonso leads out of the first 2 corners. Can I get on the pace? Well, he's gone Annie for now, but Massa's got past Michael, but the championship leader Fernando Alonso looking like he could take a race win here, but it is only the first lap of the Grand Prix, of course. Now I need to really try and close right in and find somewhere where I'm quicker than Fernando, because I think he's quicker in this middle sector. I'm not sure. Right, we've got that. I've finally got that corner right. I never got it right through qualifying, but it looks like me and Alonso closing right on. I'm gonna have to go to the inside there. Don't cut the corner, for crying out loud. At least it's only 1 second, but 1 second is still enough for Alonso to get away as Michael passes his teammate. I thought I were going to hit the back of Fernando there, so that's why I decided to do that. Go to the inside. I thought we were going to hit Fernando, but turns out no, I wasn't. But okay, so the Ferraris are going at it, side by side through this race, through the final few corners here today. On the opening lap of the Grand Prix, as we run wide, don't spin it on the exit. Christ, this is okay. Alright, we just need to try and calm down here. So Alonso leads the first lap of the Grand Prix. That's everything he needs as we're tripping up over each other, or as I'm tripping up over the curbs. But yeah, I'm second, but I can close in on Alonso. I know I can. I've got the pace to. We can still win this Grand Prix. Montoya is 7th, is it? We can still win this Grand Prix as long as I don't run too wide. But yeah, Alonso, I think he's bolted it again, hasn't he? Stop his next lap. I think Alonso might be pitting this time, unless he has got the same fuel strategy as me. But don't run off the circuit. Come on. Right, I can brake late into this corner, but not too late. As late. I didn't want to hit the back of Fernando that time around, but yeah, but I didn't realise I was going to cut the corner by that much. But has the gap come down between us and Fernando? I think it might have done a little bit. 2.8 seconds. I don't really know, but I don't want. This is going to be awful, but I don't want Alonso to win this Grand Prix. Not when he's leading the World Drivers' Championship, of course. Is he pitting this time? No, he's going on for another lap, so looks like me and Alonso will be pitting this time. Is anyone else pitting? No. Fisichella does. Fisichella's the first one to pit. As we gain, nearly a second on Fernando through that final couple corners there. That must be where we're really strong today, so don't spin the car. You know what it's like on the curbs sometimes. So we are closing in on Mr. Fernando Alonso through here. Well, so far in this Grand Prix. Don't run too wide there up on the curb yet. Really attacking this track today. Well, after the first lap where we nearly attacked Fernando Alonso, but yeah. I do kind of blame myself for not being so aggressive on the first turn, because I could have easily have got past Fernando on the first couple of corners if I dove it up the inside, but I wasn't playing. Don't want to play it that risky. That's what the line I would have wanted to take through there, but we've run wide through there. Alonso's gonna just pull away slightly through there, but we're pitting this time. If this race resumes like this after the pit stops, so we are catching Fernando. We are catching him. That's promising to see. So going to be heavy on the brakes through into this hairpin turn. Has Alonso won the Chinese Grand Prix? I think he has. Is he going to be pitting this time? No, he's not. He's continuing on, which makes that pole position for him, where he qualified a couple tenths ahead of me, even sweeter for him. So yeah, we're pitting this time. Can we get under a sub 8 second stop like we almost had in Australia? No, Italy, sorry. That was sweet through there. Yeah, that's nice. Come on. 8 seconds, so close. So close to the fastest pit stop, fastest ever stop that we had. That is, though, the fastest stop we've ever had of 8 seconds. But yeah, so close. But we're in 7th as we rejoin the race. That's not too bad, but 7 second stop. No, 8 second stop, sorry. I know I went quiet, I was just focusing on what buttons to hit, but that pit stop was sweet. If that pit stop helps us win this Grand Prix, then big ups to the pit crew. Oh well, it's been a perfect performance. Oh well, not perfect, because if it was perfect, we'd be ahead of Fernando Alonso well before now. To be fair, I would have been able to fight Alonso if I didn't get to that 1 second penalty. I know it was only a second, we got lucky with that, but get out of the way, E-Day, Mr. Super Aguri. I know I used to drive your car, but you know. But I don't want to be held up by you when I'm trying to win a race. As Mr. Sebastian Vettel would say, blue flags, as Alonso pits as we're on the back straight. It's going to be close. I think he might be able to get out ahead of us. It's going to be very close though, and so does Michael Schumacher and Button. They pit too, so I had to do that because I would have been in the back of him, but that was Button. Yeah, he's at his pit box. Alonso will be serviced and away now. We're coming round the final corner. I think he's got ahead of us because of that Uchi Ide incident. Or is it? No. No, I think we're ahead. We lead the Grand Prix. We lead the Chinese Grand Prix, guys. It looks like we're gaining 2 points on Alonso today, so unless something dramatic happens there, it was looking close, but even being held up by Ide wasn't enough for him to stop us. But we have a car out of the Grand Prix. I know I did see, well, at least I think I did see a car that was out of the Grand Prix, but we lead after a fantastic pit stop. Yeah, that's the best time we've achieved through Sector 1. That was, tell you guys, this racing has got very stressful over the last few races. It has. But we're ahead. We're leading the Grand Prix, which is always promising. Oh, we're a bit deep into that corner. Okay, so there is oil somewhere on the track as we run a bit wide there. I don't want to hit that oil, so I'm running offline. There it is. It's on the exit. It's not where I can run. And there's a Ferrari out. It's Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher is out of the Chinese Grand Prix as Fernando Alonso is right behind us. With 1 lap to go, it's a reverse of what happened in Italy, but this time it's Alonso rather than Fisichella. But we have a Ferrari out. It's Michael Schumacher for the 2nd race in a row. For the Ferrari, he's had a problem with the car, so there's Fernando Alonso looking threatening now, coming into turn 1 on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Yeah, it's the final lap of the Grand Prix. This is for the lead of the World Championship. Looks like Michael's championship hopes are going up in smoke, sadly, like his Ferrari engine. Yeah, we now lead the race. There's some oil down here. Is it in the braking zone? Is it on the exit of the corner? It's going to be... Right, so we've passed it. It's somewhere... There it is. Okay. So yeah, it's looking possible for us to take the lead of the championship. I think it'll be by one single point if we win this Grand Prix. Yeah, the tyres have got some wear on them, but come on, there's only a couple corners to go. Not long left in this Grand Prix. Can we get back-to-back Grand Prix wins going in? Well, before we go into the next race in Japan, which I'm not going to lie, Japan isn't normally a Grand Prix where I would be winning, to be fair. So this is probably the perfect result that we could have this season so far. Alonso's definitely closing in with a slipstream, but he's not close enough, I don't think, to mount a challenge going into the final two corners of the Grand Prix. Yeah, I'm pretty sure as long as nothing goes wrong here at the final at the final corner, we're gonna win this Chinese Grand Prix for the second time. It's only the second time we've won a Grand Prix twice. There it is. We've won the Chinese Grand Prix. It's not as loud as energetic as it was in Italy, but that one was a very close race. So what a race we had, like Martin Brundle just said. We win the Chinese Grand Prix by being just over 7/10 ahead of Alonso. Massa, Fisichella and Button round out the top 5. Montoya, Raikkonen and Trulli have the points. Coulthard almost finished in the points in the Red Bull, but Schumacher and Sato both out. It's not been a good couple of Grand Prix for Michael, is it? So there we are. We're on 1 point ahead of Fernando Alonso, leading the championship again, going into the final race. Well, the final two Grand Prix of the season, sorry. Klein has got a point, now moves ahead of... No, he moves ahead of Villeneuve anyway, but... Yeah, so there we are. Championship standings, Ferrari ahead by 10 points, but if they have another bad race like that, it's not going to be good enough for them. So, here's the national anthem, guys. Because we win the Chinese Grand Prix. So then guys, after that fantastic performance there where we managed to pull off an impressive victory here today in China, we'll advance time now. An advert for BMW Sauber. Sadly, I don't want to go to Sauber. They are offering me a new contract at Honda. Yeah, I will consider it, but I'm going to wait till the end of the season to go ahead. But Williams, no, I don't really. I would like to go to Williams, but like I've said before in the past, they're a bit further behind, you know, in the team, in the championship. So, well, not in the championship, in, what is it, performance-wise, I should say. So, here we are, into the final two Grand Prix of the season. We're separated by, well, 1 point between us and Fernando Alonso. Massa is just hanging on to his coattails. You know, they're in third position with 93 points, and Schumacher's 11 points behind me. So a few races ago in Hungary, we was 20 odd points behind. That was 3 races ago at this point, and now at this point in the season, we are this far ahead. And yeah, and I'm sad to say, if I'm right, with 99 points to Fisichella's 73, he's out of the championship. Fisichella is, so. Yeah, so there's 4 drivers still fighting for the championship. We've got Japan next. Fingers crossed that'll be another race win going into Brazil, or as damage limitation as possible going into Brazil, because I'm not very good in Japan. So yeah, let's hope we can win that. I will see you next time.